when it was after you left the D&D chat, and I don't remember who. Oh, it was Robin said something that was in the group chat from earlier that I can't say out loud at the current moment in time.
Because it's recording, is that why?
No, it's because of people. But it was what Jesse had called Caesar after talking about, but Robin had said that out loud, and I said, and this is when I quote Al saying, "And why aren't we recording?"
Was it about how Caesar eats people?
It was what Jesse called Caesar.
A vampire?
It was funny. No.
Ben just wants you to say it.
I don't know what it is. I want to know.
I can say it, right?
Can you put it in the private chat?
DLS.
DLS.
Can I say it?
Go. You can say it. I don't care if you say it.
I don't know if I'm on like a speaker thing or.
No, you're in my ears. You're in my ears.
Yeah, she called Caesar a dirty little slut.
Yeah, it was funny.
Hello and welcome to the New Girl Official Unofficial Uncut Podcast, episode number 2. What happened to episode number 1? You're never going to find out. It's never going to release unless you make it happen, people. Use the hashtag release the emoji cut. Make sure you tag in L Tribesman. Okay. Did we do an episode where we tried to guess what emojis were and had some really interesting outcomes and answers? That happened. But will it be released? That's entirely up to you, people. Use the hashtag. Okay. So welcome to the show where we are just going to really just talk about not New Girl in this one, but obviously just general chat.
Why did you say New Girl?
We're not going to talk. Well, I don't know. It's a great
girl.
start. I'm not re-recording this. Okay, this is uncut. This
it was perfect.
Unfiltered. This is how
Uncut.
we go. Okay.
Excellent.
Now I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning this morning. So this is the uncut New Girl. So we're just gonna have we chat, just talk about stuff in the future. We'll absolutely be getting questions from people if we decide to continue this. So if you like the show, let us know. But yeah, we're just gonna be having. What are you guys doing in the private chat?
That's just so weird to cut me out with
timestamps.
Oh, timestamps! I love it. I love it. So this is what the show is probably going to be. It's just a bit of a mess. So, so strap in and get ready.
Like my hair currently is. Look at this.
Your hair's amazing, Erica. It's not a mess. It's great.
It's a little bit of both.
Let me introduce my amazing host for today. We have the one, the only Al Tribesman. How you doing, Al?
Hello. How's it going?
Good, buddy. Good. Is there any update on release the emoji cut?
It's never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
Think so. No.
Erica, how you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. How's your morning going?
My arms are very itchy today. I'm healing finally, and my skin is very itchy, so I'm trying not to scratch. That's all I got.
They look badass.
Look
at that.
Fuck yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm so excited, but they are very
top,
That's my crop top. I will show it in
Aces.
full once we start our workout program on Monday. So
Woohoo.
Get thick or die trying. That's
Let's
our group
go.
name.
Love it.
Fantastic.
And today we have the one, the only, it's Reese Boy from twitch.tv/Reese Boy ! Woo!
Yo ho howdy everyone.
What's up?
Oh, howdy.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's hopefully would this be the first official episode with me on it? Because if I'm included on the first one, that's a big deal. You know, that's an absolute landmark right there.
Now we're hoping for you to keep the show on the rails, but after the last episode, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, I think if you're wanting anything on the rails, you've got the wrong person.
If you've watched any of the episodes of New Girl with Reese, you know that those ones never stay on the rails, and it's fantastic. So
I couldn't think of a better first guest, to be honest, for this kind of show.
Heck yeah.
There's better folk. There's a lot of better folk out there. Like I think like already I've thought of like just 20 off the top of my head. But
wow, 20.
That's really
it's going up now. It's going up now. I've got about 75 now. More time, more people. Literally everyone.
So Reese, for people that don't know, tell us who you are, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm Reese Boy, Scottish streamer. So yeah, I do the streaming on twitch.com. With me, it's slightly different because I don't have that great of a setup. So I mostly do coloring in is my content. But then I always say that's background, as the main content is interacting with chat, because that's means the most to me, makes me the happiest. And then while in parallel in doing that, I also have Stream Raiders are probably up. That's the new hotness for me just now. I'm heavily involved in. Also, I always say technically, but yeah, I am a charity streamer. I've always said that all my donations are always going to go to charity. And I think maybe in the future I might change the charities and that, but definitely I'll make sure that no donos will go into my pocket or anything. So yeah, it's kind of what I do. I'm just trying to carve my little niche on the interwebs and trying to build the community and get as much folk involved, and massive mental health advocate. So always encouraging people to be open and talk about literally anything on their mind.
Heck yeah. I think you've done a fantastic job of all of that so far. I know donations. I don't think there has been a month you haven't hit your donation goal, at least that I've seen. And I mean, you're raising money for NHS right now because of the obvious pandemic going on and the mental health stuff. I mean, you do a podcast as well, just about every month with your Mind You stuff, where we can come and chat about whatever's on our mind, which I've been on. And I had a blast talking about some of the stuff that I've gone through. And I think it's a great place to just be able to come and chat. I know I always say you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at ambelina.com, but you can also typically find me hanging out and Reese Boys chats during the week, at least a couple days. Just talking, about everything and anything, which is always a great time.
Used to be every day chill and hang out at Reese's. Like Erica and I bonded over many things in that chat room, honestly.
I definitely feel like my chat is more like there's people that come into the chat that talk to the people more in chat rather than myself. Like it's like I get ignored in my own chat and these people are just talking to themselves. And you know what? I welcome it. I encourage it.
We always have such a good
time. It's so funny
though.
because to me that's like the equivalent of someone going to someone's house and then just ignoring the person and talking to the other guests.
A little bit. Well, I always said that Twitch is essentially like your bedroom and you're just having a group hang with friends. So when it came, like that's my excuse when I'm talking about like, DMCA stuff. It's essentially imagine going around to your friend's house. There's like 3 or 4 of you there. One of them decides to be like, hey, let's put this music on. You just kind of have the CD on in the background. Everyone's just chilling, chatting. Maybe someone's playing a game. It's like, in my head, that's how I kind of wrap sort of Twitch around it. But I think the DMCA see it as like, oh no, this is a little pocket of the internet that folk have created just to listen to this music for free. And that's what's going on, which like couldn't be farther from the truth. It's because now it's like, I feel music's kind of meant to be shared, talked about, and like, you tell folk, oh, hey, I've got this CD, or I've just discovered this band, go listen to that. And then I feel it's like, now, will I get into trouble if I tell you what music I listen to today? It's like, will I get DMCA'd for saying some musics I listen to? It's all over the place just now.
I know that there has been quite a few times where we used to have where you had a donation and we got to pick a song. And there were so many times where I was like, Al, come on, you need to come here and listen to this song because I'm about to play a big ass song. Or, hey, this new song came out. Here's my donation. I want to share this new song that I love with all of my friends in Reese's chat. And there's actually a new song that just came out not too long ago by a band that I know that I have talked about many of times, Water Parks, which if y'all know, you know my fat Pikachu drinking White Claw, which originated in Reese Boys chat. And Al wrote a fantastic song to the beat of a Water Park song that we played in the chat many times. But Water Parks came out with a new song the other day. And I was like, I want to share this with everybody, but now I can't because I would just typically go to Reese's chat and be like, guys, we need to listen to this song. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bit of a drag with the whole DCMA thing, but also you're right. It kind of does remind me of just like chilling, hanging out. It reminds me of that Office episode where they all go to Jim's house for the party, and you see, you know, Jim and Pam have that moment where she's looking at the yearbook picture and stuff like that in Jim's bedroom, but everyone else is kind of just hanging out, having a good time, and everyone's chilling in their little pockets and stuff and having fun.
It was so much fun playing a request and having you, for example, Erica, in there. And like you said, you would call me over to say, "Oh, I'm going to play a cool song on Reese's chat." It meant something. It was more like, it made me feel like when me and my friends would call like a radio station and request a song. Hearing it there is very different. Hearing it amongst our little community of friends was something amazing. Was just a cool little party that we'd have every day during the pandemic, thanks to you, Reese.
Yeah, I fucking hate the fact that we the whole DMCA thing happened, and well, like I think it happened before. It was still a thing, but I think it was just they massively cracked down on Twitch streamers, and Twitch has got a thing where it's like it is 3 strikes and you're out. So if you do get 1 strike, it is a really big deal. But at the same time, I literally don't know anyone from our community that's got one or but I think everyone has been kind of careful. I don't think anyone really plays, you know, music really. And then when I have done a free-for-all Friday or something like that, I've just deleted the VOD straight after that. So I don't know if that works as well. I think because, well, it's, you know, I'm not exactly a massive streamer or anything like that. So I think I could get away with it if I carried on doing it. But I almost feel it's kind of like it's a risky gamble. Who knows when, you know, fucking Universal Music Group gets in contact, says, by the way, we're going to take down this VOD because of this reasons. Twitch is like, okay, well, that's 1 strike or however it works. So I don't think it's worth it in the long run, which is a massive blow and definitely sucks the fun out of it.
Hey, but at least we have stream raiders now.
Heck yeah.
You got to move from one fad to another. You know, got to keep the chat happy somehow. Finding other ways to interact with them. That's one of them.
But to me personally, nothing beats when I got birthday presents from my friends, and we were playing music. Erica was playing a song that I loved as I was opening up my present in your chat. We were talking about that. Nothing beats that, honestly. And I don't really joke. I've mentioned it a lot on Twitter, saying that you are my favorite streamer. You're the only streamer I can sit down and chill and just be in the chat for. Like, I'll get bored after watching someone play a game for an hour.
I'm right here now, okay? You don't need to.
Well, you don't do it for over an hour, though, Ben.
I know you've forgotten I'm here.
No. You know better than that. And I've seen please be excited, please. It doesn't go over 90 minutes. Oh my God. Okay. Forget it. You can't please everyone.
Those streamers that play games.
I know. Al hasn't watched me stream lately because I was playing a game that he hasn't finished yet, and I know that he won't watch it, and that's fair because I was actively shooing people out of my chat who have not finished that game. I'm like, why are you here? You've not played this game yet. Get out now. Do not watch this. I don't want you here. I will not. I'm like, I stopped playing. I'm like, no, I'm not moving anywhere. Hey, how are you? Hope things are great. Now you can go. Thank you for saying hi. Get out of my stream.
Direct quote from Erica, I don't want you here.
I don't want you here. We can come back in 2 weeks when I start playing Final Fantasy X, which is like a 21-year-old game. Then you can come back. Now, right now, you can leave this game. No, I'm not ruining this game for you. So I was very happy that people would actually listen to me and not have that
and leave.
They actually laughed. It was great. And I'm very happy to start Final Fantasy X because that's a much happier game and lighthearted game.
Well, I was about to say, it's like, I don't know.
Anything's a happier game. Anything's a happier game after Last of Us 2. Believe me.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there's still, let's say there's ups and downs in that game as well. That's not all sunshine, poppies, and rainbows.
I'm going to be a Blitzball champion. Thank you very much. So it's fine. Because whenever there's something sad that happens, at least I can go play Blitzball. So it's okay.
Can we get you to do a parody of the Titus laugh? The ha 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 ha
ha. There you go.
I think it needs more pain and sadness behind the eyes. That's you're almost there. Almost there.
I'll practice while I'm streaming it. Don't worry.
We'll make
Workshop it on your
channel
streams.
Patreon shoutouts for this month are...
We have the one, the only, Kesselwinks. We also have the amazing Mr. Mac. And we have McKenna. Shout out to you amazing people. Now, Erica, where can people find these incredible people doing amazing things?
You can find Kesselwinks at Kesselwinks on Twitch and Twitter. Mr. Mac92 on Twitch and Twitter at the same name. And McKenna you can find at PotterPants212 on Twitter. And find her awesome work on Patch Notes over at YouTube and on podcast services.
Now, I hear with Patch Notes that it sounds like it's all the gaming news just in one short, concise video. Is that correct?
Absolutely is. It's definitely great, and you should all check it out.
Love it. Well, thank you to all you amazing, beautiful Patreon people. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for all the incredible support. We love you so much.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, that's very kind of you to say, Al. It's with my stream, it's like I knew I had to do something kind of different with my setup because I just wanted to stream anyway, and yeah, so that's the kind of route I had to kind of adapt and go down towards, and that's kind of like my biggest fear because I am like saving up to get an actual setup and possibly able to play some actual games as well. And then I don't know if folks gonna hang around then. It's like folk will be like, oh no, I'm here for the coloring in, or this isn't chill vibes anymore. This is terrible Overwatch gameplay. I'm not here for it. Bye.
Bye.
Unfollow. Unsub.
I think as long as you're sort of doing what you're doing, Reese, and like Al said, you do it so well, it's just interacting with your chat. And I think that's, every stream is different, but the ones that I personally vibe with, and the reason I actually kind of got more into the Twitch community was just hanging out with people in the chat and then having the person also interact with other people and myself in the chat. Like that's what I'm all about. It's about that community. Whereas I know some people are just happy just wanting to see pro gameplay and, go in there and see some of the top Call of Duty and Fortnite players. But for me, it's all about that community and it's about hanging out with friends. So I think as long as you keep that vibe and feel, absolutely, I think people will be there in droves, buddy, to support you if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's the aim. It's like I think it's still a little while off. But yeah, I definitely want to kind of upgrade from the laptop. And I think if I have that, then it kind of just gives me, it's more strings to my bow. It's like then I don't necessarily have to do, high intense, FPS games or whatever, where all my focus is on that. Because, I have done, Apex and stuff like that just on the PlayStation share play and stuff. And even that, I feel like it's a skill in itself to do that and juggle chat and keep on top of that.
100%.
It is.
So I think it is just, but then if then it's up to me. I could choose games where I can pause it, just single player things. It could just be, nothing like I'm not specific, it's not a Tony Hawk where I'm specific with a goal that I'm trying to achieve that's taken all my concentration. And I think that's the aim. To essentially be able to do more and different stuff. But I think I'll still probably do the coloring in maybe every now and then as well. Kind of just got to play by ear.
I was just going to say, I would love for you to keep doing that occasionally.
Absolutely.
As a viewer, for me personally.
I love the coloring in. And I think, you do have the PS5, so there's, options there. But even with your strong focus on mental health, playing games like I'm playing Spiritfarer right now, which has a big, a kind of a focus on mental health, but games like that or Celeste, even games, that kind of take that mental health focus into account.
Yeah.
Those might even be, not to say, sit there and play it for 2 weeks straight or whatever, but just even now and then, something easy and simple to play, just while we sit and
exactly
that's what the things that piss us off some days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I think I would still kind of I'm definitely going to finish the book currently, and I think that's
great. I love it.
What was that? I think I started in April, March last year, And I think it wasn't until tail end of December, maybe even early January, when I finished it, where we had to get the other book. So yeah, there's a lot of content still left in this book, and I'm definitely gonna finish it however long it takes me.
Yeah.
So yeah, the coloring's not going away anywhere just yet.
And then if you want to see
That makes me happy.
some shitty Call of Duty Warzone stuff, just watch me yell at playgrounds, and there you go.
Yeah,
That's the best.
It does.
Eric is my favorite pro COD gamer. Again, sorry, Ben.
I'm glad I'm someone's favorite COD player.
We need to squad
Well,
up
like-
again and get a crew going, you know?
Really
Like, what I
do.
was-
I would love to play. Like, maybe we can play tonight or something. I would love to play sometime soon. I miss it a lot. Really do.
But yeah, what I was gonna say, it's like, yeah, even though I was kind of moaning about it earlier, but I think most people go to people's Twitches for the person rather than the game. So it's like folk are like, joining Ambelina's stream for just because she can play just for Ambelina and hanging out with her and seeing her, whether it's, Katamari, Last of Us, or Warzone. Yeah, it's just like there's just one thing, none of those things, they're all vastly different, but folk are still joining into the streams and hanging out. And it's, it's not like Ambelina is a quote unquote Call of Duty streamer. So only people who like Call of Duty would go into that and is expecting a certain type of gameplay or Twitch stream there. It's there, like that's just secondary. And if you do come from there, then that's just all the better.
Everyone knows
But
I'm there to stream to hang out with all of the cool people that are in my chat, because that's where the cool people are.
Exactly.
But like you said, Reese, if you're spinning that skateboard in Tony Hawk Pro Skater, it's hard to have that same vibe and kind of like, I don't know, just what you have with the coloring in and talking to chat and being there for like all your viewers. So I don't know. To me, again, I'm glad that you're thinking about leaving it as in like an occasional thing that you'll do every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I still do it like maybe every other day or like in the like a weekly thing. This is I don't know. It's because I'm already like assuming what I'll be like when I actually have an actual PC and setup. But that again, that's months off till that's an actual possibility. But yeah, you're right. It's like that's definitely the main goal, as I always said, is to interact with chat and get them talking. Whatever it takes. Like we had a new viewer yesterday who said that they were going through some mental health difficulties, and they said they wanted to be quiet about it. And then I says, well, there's like no judgment here. And then some other people in the chat who's familiar faces, they mentioned that sometimes even talking to a complete random, it's easier than your friends or family members, and getting it out there is what sort of matters. And eventually they did. They opened up, said like some stuff that was on their mind, said the difficulties that that they know that they have, that they're working towards and working on. And I think we managed to, get a solid new follower from just talking to them about it. So that's the interactions that mean the most to me, and definitely like ring true. There's times when there's just people like who just jumped in the chat once, followed, said some issue. I remember there's one guy who said that he was going through a really difficult breakup, and heaps of people jumped in saying, yeah, this is kind of what helped me. I know it's so fresh. It's just been a week. It's going to take, you're still going to think about her and whatever. Don't beat yourself up about it. And that's perfectly normal. You spent so much time with someone. Like you can't just go cold turkey on someone. It takes a while. And you're beating yourself up for something that is totally fine and normal. And then I've never seen that person ever again in chat. So hopefully they're A-okay. But it seems like we had a positive conversation. I think that's the things that, as I said, matter most to me. The things I find memorable actually feels like I'm being helpful, and maybe taking them off a negative mindset that they're currently on, and putting them or thinking about something else that's that there's chance of possibility there. That's definitely what I'm trying to aim for. So I think like throughout the whole Twitch channel thing, that's always going to be at the forefront of my mind. I'm definitely going to try and have that included in some way, shape, or form.
You do achieve that, you know, like not only for myself, but I've spoken to other people in your chat, and everyone enjoys how well you do this, how well you communicate and make it feel like it's a safe space for someone not willing to talk about something to actually talk about something. It's just a lot of people appreciate it. I hope you know that.
No, yeah, that means a lot. It's a difficult thing. It's especially even like with Mind You, the podcast that I do. It's like I haven't done that in a couple of months, and like I feel like I should try and get something set up for this month. It's just, I know it feels now it's gotten to the point where it's kind of daunting, as in before I thought it was just like a conversation that we're having kind of like now, and then there's been some ones where I think people have kind of joined on just to, you know, be helpful to me, even though they don't really have anything to say, or they don't know what to say or whatever, and so they're quite quiet, and I feel like I'm really kind of probing them, trying to get stuff out of them just for the sake. And that kind of, you know, almost put me off myself doing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know I was on that last one, and it, as much as I know I spoke a lot about my health issues, like actual health issues, not just my mental health issues, but how my health issues affect my mental health. Mm-hmm. And as something that I've been dealing with for 30 plus years, it's something that I've gotten used to, but it still bugs me, which still talking about it still helps, because it helps other people understand, I guess, where I'm coming from sometimes when they don't quite get it. And also it still helps like when I am definitely down on myself for no apparent reason other than I just hurt, you know. It helps to talk about it. Plus, I just really love hanging out with all y'all. It's a good time.
You're like, any excuse to talk to some of us for like an hour and a bit.
Exactly. And I too am a huge advocate for mental health stuff too. So I love, like, just if me talking about some of my struggles will help someone else talk about their struggles, I could talk on for a long time, but you know, it was a good time. I'm glad I did it, and it was a lot. It was, as much as it might be weird to say, it was a lot of fun talking about my mental health. It was still a lot of fun. I had a great time talking to you and talking to Reaper that day. It was a great time. So
yeah, it's I think that's that's what I'm trying to get, just to people, it's not something to sweep under the rug, and it's one of these things that everyone thinks it's like, oh, I've got a problem and only I can. It's this is my dirty secret sort of thing, when it's not. And that's the goal, just to people to be like, you know, hey, you know what, I don't feel like hanging out with you today because I know I'm getting a bit anxious, and then, you know, you could discuss whatever and however that sort of happens, rather than just saying to your friend, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I'm not doing anything. It's like I always think that's the craziest thing with mental health. It's like, what helps is talking about, but it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot when your mental health is stopping you from talking about it, when that's the thing that alleviates it. It's just like, a vicious cycle that it creates this own thing, and it's like, you're like punishing yourself and damaging yourself by it's just this vicious cycle created by it.
And I'm glad that someone like you exists, Reese, because even people who have been dealing with mental health issues for a while and are working on their mental health issues, like myself and Erica, even we tend to sometimes not want to talk about it. And believe me. So like, even knowing that we should be talking about it.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly like, that's the thing. It's like, I know like how good it is and the benefits you get from it, but I just sort of said, I'm like getting even anxious and apprehensive about doing the own podcast thing, which is designed to help people and get people talk about it. And I know I'll be part of that and have to talk about stuff. So that's why I'm not doing it, even though I know it would benefit me to do it.
You do it too. Like there, yeah, I realize I noticed that a couple of times, and it's just I'm glad that someone like you in our community exists who can actually just push us to be better for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I definitely feel that like there's times I don't take my own like advice, like kind of hypocritically. Like I say, I think it's so much easier to see someone's problem, point that out, and be like, oh yeah, I do this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do. And then if like when it comes to me, it's like, yeah, but you're not actually doing that, and that's what you're going through right this second. I'm like, oh, just we'll put the focus on this other person. We'll deal with that, and then we'll deal with us. Never.
We all do that.
Oh, good. Well, I think we might just start wrapping things up. That has been the first official episode of the Official Unofficial Uncut. Before we go, though, I do want to thank our amazing guest, Reese Boy. Now, Reese, before you go, where can people find you, buddy?
Oh, yeah. So I'm on twitch.tv/ReeseBoy. That's where I do all my streaming. And then also I'm at Twitter, I'm _ReeseBoy. Unfortunately, that's my name. But yeah, I'm happy to just talk to anyone. Even if you want to slide to my DMs about anything, I will answer. I'll try not to be obnoxious and definitely try to be helpful. That's what I try to do.
Nice, absolutely. And definitely go give them a follow. Like I said, it's always a good time, great community and of people. And yeah, as Reese sort of touched on, if you do have any anxieties or mental health that you sort of just want to jump in there and maybe talk to people about, or just hang out with some fun people, definitely pop in there. It's always good. And yeah, definitely check out it's the Mind You, isn't it, podcast that you did? I think I watched the one with Erica.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's anchor.com/mindyou. That's all the stuff there. It's the actual all my links are on my website, so it's just reeseboy.com. You can find all the actual Discord, Twitter, Twitch, Mind You, Anchor, everything's there. Mind You's on all podcast services as well. Caster, Apple, everything. Anchor itself, it's all there.
Yeah, please go check out Mind You. If you like our show, just check out Mind You and just give it a shot. You won't regret it. It's very comforting to see community members and you especially just try to be there for each other.
And what I hear from a lot of people and a lot of people in the chat in that show is, they may recognize, just people talking about it, they may recognize something in themselves, you know what I mean? And just be able to share that and talk to each other. So definitely check that out. That's a good one. And for Al and Meow Tribesman, where can people find you, Al?
Definitely definitely not releasing the what did you call it?
The emoji cut.
The emoji cut.
Yeah.
We'll discuss
stretch goals. It's getting likes now. Thank you, by the way.
We'll discuss stretch
that
goals
was me.
later.
Release it, Al. Come on. And Erica, where can people find you? Oh, actually, Al, sorry, no, you go, buddy. You didn't pump your stuff out.
Al Tribesman on everything. SimplySassyVids.com and right here at theoupod.com.
Nice. And Erica, where can people find you?
Ambelina on Twitch and Twitter, and the Optimistic Underdog podcast, which is, produced by, us, because we got to stick with that OU formula.
Hell yeah. Love it. Well, that's been the first episode. If you like the show, let us know. Like I said, if it's something that... I'm tired, Eric. If you like the show, that's great. Please let us know so we can potentially continue to do more in the future. If you didn't, that's okay. We still appreciate and love you. But,
we still had fun, and we're probably going to do more anyways. So
exactly. All good. Until next time, keep it unofficial.
Peace out. Much love.